Hello and welcome to this new version of YAG, that's version 0.9.9.9. We've got a bit of new experimental and original content, but this is mostly a feature update. I've got some very interesting feedback by some users who gave me directions to make YAG more comfortable, so this is what I'm trying to do in this version. So let's start with the new content. First of all, we've got a new realistic giraffe, and it's absolutely stunningly beautiful, as you can see. Then the rest of the content, as I said, is quite experimental. It's a cartoon style, which is unfamiliar in YAG, but I thought it would be nice and fun to try it, and if people like it, then I could add some more, and this could make some nice DLC cartoony DLC, for example, one day. And if people don't like it, well, I will not add any more of them. But you can see that it can give some very nice scene here. It can be a style for playing or to use as avatar for players, for example, and it can give some nice combination. For example, here I've got some cartoony characters riding their realistic cousins. It's quite fun and quite original. You can see a giraffe riding a giraffe, zebra riding a zebra, and so on. Okay, so that's mainly it for the content. So let's start with all the new features. First of all, the new 4.24 version of the engine has been included in this version of YAG. It corrects some very nasty bugs and brings some optimization, so that's cool. Then we've got some new modification in the API. First of all, the attack animation is now triggered in Lua, so that gives more freedom to the Lua developers to trigger or not the attack animation when they want. Then there is an update on the roll dice callback function to take care of the private dice option. So this is now done in Lua. And by the way, the private dice option has been removed from the settings here, and it has been instead spread out where it's useful on the panel that can interact with the dice. So you can now roll private dice very easily by just selecting, clicking or unclicking this checkbox here, and then rolling your dice privately or not. A bit of visual comfort. You can see that the side buttons on the UI now remained pressed, so you can, if you're not too familiar with YAG, you can know in which panel you are at a glance, and when watching videos you can know exactly in which panel I am just by watching the side button here. So they now remain pressed. Also in the same visual comfort vein here, the UI components, you know, the main UI and the portable office here, they don't cast shadow anymore. So we are not going to be bothered by the huge black shadow of the office. It doesn't cast any shadow anymore, so that's cool. Then the office here now supports transparent picture. As you can see here, we've got transparent PNG pictures, and it works well. So we can now use transparent PNG pictures on the portable office to get some nicer results. Alright, that's it for the visual comfort. Now I'm going to explain you the new mechanism for character sheet selection. So the general idea is that you cannot anymore select multiple pawns without wanting, if you don't want it. So that was quite confusing in the previous version. When you clicked a character sheet, you were selecting all the pawns associated with this character sheet, and the problem is that you didn't know which pawn you were modifying, and that could be quite confusing. So now the idea is that you select only one pawn at a time. So when I click on a character sheet, I just select the last pawn that was selected with this character sheet, and if I click multiple times on the character sheet, as you can see on the zebra here, I just select circularly all the pawns associated with this character sheet. Okay, the result is now when I click on a character sheet, I am now presented only with one pawn, and so I know exactly what I'm modifying. all right? And inversely, if I click on a pawn, it just shows me its character sheet directly. So you can see that when I click on the zebra here, I get the zebra characteristic, the character sheet, and the specific pawn here. And if I click on a fox here, I'm presented with the character sheet of the fox and the characteristics of this precise pawn here. So this is a one-to-one situation. When you click on a character sheet, you've got only one pawn, and when you click on a pawn, you've got only, of course, one character sheet. You can still select all the pawns associated with a character sheet by clicking this button, but you have to do it manually. So this is hopefully more comfortable and less confusing than before. Right, so we have now an option to silently roll the dice. So if I click this option and ask for a dice, for example 2d4 here, then the dice are rolling. This is exactly how YAG has always been working, but you have now the possibility to uncheck this option, and when rolling dice, they will now be completely silent. So the result is you get the result instantly. You do not have the beautiful dice roll that I love so much, but in exchange it's much faster, and you get your result instantly here. Right, so because it's now possible to roll all the dice silently, I have added an option to roll all the initiative at once. So the Dungeon Master only can push this button. I am Dungeon Master here. Okay. If you're the Dungeon Master, you can push this button, and as a result, it will compute all the initiative automatically. As you can see here, the pawns are selected one by one, the initiative are all rolled, and then the init tray is updated, as you can see. Okay, so let's start once again. All the initiative are rolled one by one, and at the end the tray is updated. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is a completely new feature in YAG. You have now a cursor here to follow the turn order. So you can now keep track of whose pawn it is the turn to play. You can modify the turn order here by rolling the tray with the mouse, or you can use those one by one button here to go in decreasing order of initiative or in increasing order of initiative. You can reset the turn by clicking this button, and it will put the cursor directly on the pawn with the maximum in it here. Okay, and then you've got a button to automatically select the pawn that is pointed by the cursor. For example, the zebra here, if I click here, this is the zebra. So this is exactly the same as clicking the pawn on the tray to get the corresponding pawn. Okay, but it automatically selects the pawn that is facing the cursor. So the good thing is that you can manage all your initiative visually with the tray here, if you like it. Okay, but you can also manage it without the tray. For example, here I'm resetting the initiative, so this is the first pawn to play. Then going down on the init order, this is the next pawn that is going to be playing, and so on. You know, by clicking the button of turn order and then the selection button, I can just go all the way down to my my initiative visually or silently. Okay, I think this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it as always, so thanks very much for watching it, and if you liked it, then see you in the next. Thanks and bye.